morning, students. Today we will be studying the first poem in the book Flamingo of class 12, My Mother at 66. You know, students, it is a very painful feeling when for any person when he looks at their aging parents and the painful, we can say the feelings arise in him that the parents are moving closer to death. The same kind of feelings have been very beautifully captured by the poetess Kamala Das. We can say a very versatile writer. She has been able to capture the subtleties of human relationship and present this poem in a lyrical idiom. The poem is just of 15 to 20 lines, so I know it is not going to be very difficult for you all to understand. Now the poem begins at the backdrop of a situation when the poetess has come to pay a visit to her mother. Now, in order to fulfill her family commitments and all, she is going back to her own place and to the airport, and her mother, who is also sitting in the rear seat of the car, is going with her, and driving back to Cochin, she happens to look at her mother. And when she glanced at her mother, looking at the dull, lifeless face of her mother, the same kind of pain, the fear of separation, the pain arises in her heart. And she compares the pale, the dull visage of her mother to a corpse. Now, it's very much human that when we wish to put away any thought that is distressing us, we try to look at something that is in contrast, so that for a moment we are able to put away that thought. So she tries to look outside the window of the car, and what does she see? She sees the young trees sprinting and merry children spilling out of their houses and all. Automatically one can easily feel this, that young trees sprinting and merry children spilling are an example of symbolism, symbol of youth, energy, vitality, in contrast to the old age of the mother. Okay, so for a short duration of time, she is able to forget that the thought that was giving her pain. Okay, after a while, that is after the airport security check, once again she happens to look at her mother, and now she is comparing her mother's face, who has lost all that radiance of the youth, to a late winter's moon. Now children, why this particular simile has been used by the poetess? Because due to fog in the winters, the moon doesn't look that bright. It seems it has lost all its luster. Similarly, the mother in the winter of her life has lost all the radiance of the youth, and hence the simile is very much apt. She is once again feeling that childhood fear, the childhood fear that is very much familiar. Why? Because at one or the other time, each and every child experiences that fear of separation when for a short while the mother leaves that child. Okay, and the same kind of fear once again is being experienced by the poetess, because she knows that she is going to leave her mother behind. But she summons all her strength and is able to utter the parting words, "See you soon, Amma." Now see, the significance of these parting words is, through these words, she is not only giving herself a little bit of hope, that, and as well as she is trying to arouse a hope in her mother's heart also, that they might meet again. And all she does is smile, smile and smile. That means under the cover of a long smile, she is trying to hide her fear of separation, her pain of separation. Now children, this is the total explanation of the poem, where the poem has 4 main poetic devices. The first one, there are 2 similes. First, the mother's face has been compared to that of a corpse, that is a dead body, because of the dull and the lifeless appearance. The second, mother's face has been compared to the late winter's moon. The other poetic device that is used is symbolism, where the tree sprinting and the children spilling out of their house is a symbol of youth, energy and vitality. Okay, it is also an example of imagery. So if the children write this as the imagery, as the poetic device for this particular example, that is also correct. And lastly, we have the word smile that is repeated thrice. And this is an example of a repetition. That means the poem in all, which comes in the form of extract, and the extract has 4 questions of 1 mark, where almost every time one question is identify the poetic device. So this is all for you, and please do read the poem, and if you have any doubt, you can discuss the doubts with me. Thank you.